and welcome to another C3 Stingray video. Today I'm going to be working on a Corvette Coop, but not this Coop. An actual chicken coop. Possibly the very first ever Corvette chicken coop. So here are two chickens. We got them about a year ago. They have names, but I just refer to them as Dumb and Dumber. They've gotten really big and they've outgrown their old chicken coop that we bought on Craigslist for I think $50. That thing was really a piece of crap. As you can see it here, it has no insulation. It's barely got any room for them to get in there. And they've literally just outgrown it. So I got the great idea of taking the '79 Corvette that I had parted out and turning it, the back end of it, into a chicken coop. It seemed like a great idea. Unfortunately, I have ideas and then I jump into them, and then halfway through I'm thinking, what the hell am I doing? But by then it's too late and I have to finish. As you can see here, I'm digging the holes for the 4x4s to hold the structure, to hold the car. My idea was, well, I'll get into that in a minute. Here's the car. Like I said, I parted it out, and I mean I really stripped it down to nothing, which after the fact seemed kind of dumb because now I had to put the back section back together again. But I was doing this by myself. I had to get this to the back of the yard, which is a pretty good haul. So I took a couple pieces of scrap wood and made a couple skis, put it on the bottom of the car, hooked it up to the lawnmower, and drug it to the back. I started this project in, I think it was August, and I only worked on it for a few days, and like everything else in my life, something else happened and I had to divert my attention towards many other things, and it sat for a while. As you'll see in this video, I go from a t-shirt and shorts to heavy coveralls because the weather had changed so much. But here I am getting the car mounted down, which was my objective and pretty much all I got done in August. I had built this structure to hold it in the back. I mean, it's 4x4s in concrete. This thing is not going anywhere. As you can see though, my idea was, it's a Corvette parked into a garage, obviously a short garage, but the back end of the car is setting outside of a garage. I had bought some tin off some guy on Craigslist for $25, which was really cheap, but unfortunately a big windstorm kicked up and messed up a lot of it, but I still had enough to do this. And here's some time-lapse photography. It's now October when we basically had to get this done because it was getting cold and the chickens needed an insulated spot to sit and do whatever they do, which is pretty much nothing. And I didn't draw anything out. I just, like I said, I was kind of doing this on the fly. I did know that I wanted to use the inner part of the car as part of the structure. So as you can see, the wall, it's going to go right into the car. My idea was, as anyone that's had one of these cars, I like to say also that I know it's a '79 Corvette, but it has an '80 rear bumper on it. I'm not sure why. And by the time this is over with, it has a couple other 1980 parts on it. But I didn't really like the black. I didn't think it popped, so I took a spray can and painted it cherry red, which it actually turned out pretty good. In this, I'm putting a license plate on it, an old plate that I had on '78 Corvette, and I put a couple of lights back in. I'm missing some lights, which I do get later, and I'm missing the Corvette emblem, which I also get later. But up to here, this is what I had together. I think it looks a lot better red than it did black. Now, as I said, I wanted to use the inner part of the car as part of the coupe. Initially, when I was thinking I was doing this, I thought the floor is going to be the floor. But I found out that I was going to have to build a plywood floor over the top of that and then insulate all that. But also where the behind the seats in the old Corvettes is where you kept your battery, and there was another storage compartment back there. I decided to use those for the boxes for them to lay eggs. So I wanted to keep that. As you can see here, I've like framed it out pretty much. getting closer. Like I said, this actually was a lot more work than I anticipated. I screwed up there with those 4x4 posts in the back. I put them too far out, so the wheels, once I do get the wheels on the car, they're sticking out a little farther than they should, but hey, it's a chicken coop. I'm not driving it anywhere. And here's some more time-lapse photography from me. I'm putting the floor in. As I said, everything on this thing is insulated. So this is a really sound structure. It was very sound by the time I was done. Here it is, all enclosed, the floor, the roof, and as you can see, the compartments where they will lay eggs, which is actually the compartments in the car itself, but it's all covered now in plywood and insulated. The windows in, there's insulation under plastic there. There's plywood on the inside, the insulation's on top of that, and then there's plastic over that because I just didn't want you to look at insulation through the window, so I put black plastic over the top of that. I used some foam to fill in some of the cracks because it was pretty hard to cut around that. As you can see, I painted that all black on the back because I was not going to cover that with tin because I wanted it to appear to be a garage door. So I just painted it black. I ended up putting windows on each side because I felt this was going to be a pretty hot structure in the summer. So I put doors on the outside, and on the inside I just cut pieces of some of the wiring off the old coupe and used that on the inside. And for the winter time, I sandwich a piece of insulation between the two and just close that window. And the summertime kicks in, I will be able to open that window and take the insulation out. We'll have a nice cool little breeze going through there. On the front there'll be the door to let the chickens out, and also a man door where you can get in and clean it out, grab eggs. I never did shoot a shot of it, but I did cover the floor inside all with tile. I mean, just the peel and stick tile is just so the crap will be easier to clean out, and everything will be easier to clean out once it's all done. The reason I don't have the tin on yet is, well, here I can show you. Here is the door to let the chickens out. I made little runners on it so they can climb up easily. And then the other door, like I said, will be used to get in to clean things out or get eggs or whatever you need to do. Now I wanted to put a fence around it, and I wanted it to be better than the last one I had, so actually on sale at Rural King they had a 10 by 10 by 6 foot tall dog pen. So what I did is take a section of it, I cut it out the shape of the coop, and I stapled it all the way around just so it was a solid structure. Plus I mounted the top two posts to the actual coop itself. And pretty much now it's pretty much done. All I'd have to do is add the other 3 sections, but I gotta clean up the edges. You can see where it's all not even, and that bothered me. Here it is completely done. It's got the wheels and tires on. I got the 2 lights in the back Corvette emblem from my friends at Just Corvettes over in St. Louis. They gave me that. And here are the sections on the fence itself. It's all together. And I think when I took this video, the chickens were already, yeah, there's straw in there. Some chickens were already using it. They actually like it. They had no trouble. They know what's theirs now, and at night they just go in and get in. It's pretty cool little, I believe, one of a kind Corvette chicken coop. I've never seen one like it. I think the only thing left I need to get is an antenna there, and she's good to roll. So there you have it. Possibly the first ever Corvette chicken coop. I guess you could do this with any type of car. It's a lot of work though, and I'm not sure if the end result's actually worth it or not, but hey, it's done. I don't have to deal with it anymore. Now I can get back to working on the actual Corvettes. So if you want any information about Corvettes, please check my other videos on this site, or if you need any used parts or even new parts, go to my website at c3stingray.com. So, until next time, see you on the highway.